Let's come back to so I think we skipped over it because you did allude to the fact that you had some success recently on the mountain bike.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kind of Masters World Champion, or what's the type?
Yeah.
2 years in a row
2 times. Yeah.
with a significant injury in the middle.
With 2 significant injuries. So I had I guess it would be 3 years ago now. I snapped my ACL in my left knee and tore the meniscus. And in doing the rehab from that, that's when I decided I wanted to do Masters Worlds, just so I had something like locked in as a focus. And when you work through like fairly intensive rehab, you do feel like it's a hard and a long path, but you as you go through it, you sort of start to feel stronger, and you know you get motivated to like challenge yourself. So I just wanted something to focus on. Raced it that year, or the spring afterwards. Sorry.
Yeah. When was that? 22? Was it 22 or 20?
So I did it 23 and 22. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was 22. Won that race, which was out in Patagonia, which was amazing. Like I wasn't expecting that, and it was a massive highlight. And
did you have mechanical as well? Did you have something?
I'll come on to that now.
Right,
so
okay,
so that was the following year. So as I say, having a bit of a break from downhill, it was just really good. I got a new downhill bike with a different brand because I'd ridden for Orange mountain bikes for like 20 years, and I changed to Trek, who were a supporter of Bike Park Wales, and I just kind of wanted to give it a go, and went and did that race. Absolutely loved it. And I kind of had in my mind then, right, well, I'll do a few more races now, just because something changes when you race when you're a bit older. It's very much like you just appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
You don't have all the like when I tried doing those World Cups, it's what I wanted to do, and I was driven to do it, and I wanted to do well, but the whole thing is just super stressful.
Yeah, I bet it is.
And you're always like beating yourself up about your results and thinking you should ride better and everything like that. But when you do it a bit older, it's just like, it is what it is. I'll go as fast as I can. If I do good, great. If I don't, I'll have had a great time. So it's very different outlook.
How great would it be to have that mentality when you're younger, though, but the competitiveness as well? It would be.
I mean, it's the whole thing. Like, if you knew what you know now, it's often easy to look at that. So in August, the year after that, I had a really bad injury to my right leg. I basically stamped my foot down going pretty fast on the mountain bike, just trying to avoid a crash. I was kind of crashing and tried to save it. And it was like a shotgun had gone off in my knee. It, if you imagine, my tibia came up, smashed into my femur and shattered. So it's called a tibial plateau fracture, but it broke into like a massive chunk came off the side, and like the bit of bone that the ACL attaches to is just off. It was just like shattered on the top.
Was that the one you rehabbed as well? Or
no, it was the other one. So I've now got two pretty bad knees. Well, they're actually not so bad given, but they've had a tuning. So I went through another like long rehab on that, and it was tough. Like, and I'm still, I'd say, like 2 years on, it's still like I work on it constantly, but I can do everything I want. But I'm very aware that it's had the injury.
Because I'm keeping on interrupting you, sorry, but when we went away for a couple of days riding, you were always stretching it out, that and your arm. You're always doing, so you continue to do that. That takes some. I'm terrible at that sort of stuff because I got a bad knee, but I never do the kind of any rehab stuff.
Yeah, but
it takes dedication.
It's fundamental ultimately. You're not. You just won't be able to do it without it, and I can feel it, so I feel like I have to. So I kind of thought, well, that's that. I won't be doing that race again. And I was just getting on with my rehab, trying to just get fit so I could get back to riding for fun, in the summer. And the race was in April again, and I think we got to like end of Feb, maybe this might have even been the start of March. It was really close to the race, and we had an event up at Bike Park Wales where a lot of current sort of British pro racers we called it like a race, not a race.
Right.
So it just meant they came up. We had official timing, and they could all get some pre-season riding against the clock.
Yeah.
Great for them. Good for us to have like that profile of riders there. And I was like, oh, if they're going to be there, I was like, I hadn't ridden a downhill bike in ages because of this. But I was like, oh well, it'd be a shame not to just ride it. So I'll just have a go. And I kind of rode it, and it was like, I actually felt all right. You know, it really surprised myself. I felt all right. And my times were like, pretty good. So I was like, and it's just, you can't help it. If you're competitive, you've just got that thing. And I was like, oh, maybe I should go to the World Champs.
Your memory kind of blocks it out, I guess.
And it was like literally in 3 weeks' time. So I like booked on to a load of uplifts, which is kind of like how you practice. So I rode a bit at Bike Park Wales. I went to Dyfi, another bike park, for a couple of weeks, and was like, very last minute, I was like, yeah, I feel all right. I'm going to sod it. I'm going to go. Book the flights. Actually went on a solo mission on that one, went on my own. And
no way. Bloody hell.
Yeah, and you know, you go all the way out there. It's a big old, you know, expense and commitment. And so what you were coming to, the mechanical, I felt like there was a race the week before. So they have it's almost like a warm, it was a South American Cup. So it's like all the countries in South America have a championships.
And where was this? This wasn't Patagonia again?
Patagonia, yeah. So they'll do a venue for 2 years and then it moves on.
Okay, right, okay.
And the course was incredible there. So I was like, I knew I wanted to go to that one. Did that race and I won it. Like the pre-race. Now, not everyone's there, but there were some people there. And I was like, okay. Yeah. You know, it's encouraging, you know. Yeah. So then came to the actual week of the World Champs, and you have like a qualifying run or a seeding run. And the seeding run, I qualified first, which again, I was like, okay, this is mad. Yeah, so it's like, you got to try and put that to back your mind and just, you know, you can't think about that. You've just got to go as fast as you can on your race run. Yeah, it adds pressure. Just trying to like kind of get myself in the zone, dropped in, got into a good run. Like you know, I was in the right headspace, and halfway down the track, my chain came off. And I must have had, I don't know, it happens quick. So like 5 seconds of just processing what the hell's going on. Because your immediate thing is, I've just flown halfway around the world. You get one shot and it's done. It's
so
over.
You wouldn't they wouldn't say, oh, you've had a mechanical
no. That's not how it works. That's what makes the sport exciting as well. It's one run, you get one chance. Yeah. You've got to perform, and if it goes wrong, you got to lick your wounds and get on with it. So my immediate thing was, it's done. And then I was like, it was a pretty steep track. Obviously, if it had like a long pedaling section, you're stuffed. Yeah. And then I was just thinking, right, just keep your momentum. Let's give it a go. But the main thing I was concerned about is quite often what happens when your chain comes off. It slaps around, and then it can catch in your back wheel, and then it wraps up, and it'll just rip your mech off, rip all the spokes out your back wheel, and your bike just blows up, and you're done. So that was what I was most worried about. So I was sort of like trying to ride as fast as I could whilst trying to nurse, like you're trying to nurse the bike a little bit and be mindful of what it's doing. But yeah, amazingly, thankfully it managed to get down the rest of the track. Had no idea whether I was going fast enough, because there's bits where you would pedal and I couldn't pedal. Okay. But I was also like trying to carry speed, you know. Momentum. And I could just, as you're coming into the finish, you can hear like the PA, and you could hear, it's all in Spanish, and I could hear like it's getting exciting. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And then you ride in, and then there's a cheer, and I was like, shit. I think, I got beat. It hasn't worked out. Chains go off. Because the guy who'd qualified second was from Argentina. So I was thinking, like, that's what the crowd's excited about. And then someone else just come up to me and said, you won. And I was just like, what? Yeah, it was mad. Yeah, it was mad. It was just like, it's more like the relief of the work that you put in. Yeah. Like those injuries, you go through the mill with them. you do go through the grinder. So that was more like what I enjoyed about that.
Yeah.
It was just
Good
like,
effort, mate.
So that was
not giving up when you had all these injuries, though. You've just kept on going.
yeah, I've had a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people would have just thrown the towel, and you've kept on going.
Yeah,
So
I think if
a lot
I
of
would,
respect for that.
yeah, if you got to really enjoy what you do to keep doing it when, you get these injuries. Like I've had it feels like more than my fair share, but then also on the flip side, I know, I'm grateful for like the fact that I can still ride my bike and
the